What are some of the biggest challenges you faced in running your channel?
So that's an interesting question. I mean, in terms of challenges, there's just a lot of decision making on a daily basis with producing the content. Very much around new game releases, you've got to decide what content you want to produce. There's, a huge amount that you can produce, and it's deciding people are going to be interested in, what's going to be entertaining, what people will search for. And there haven't been any particular huge challenges as an individual thing, but just generally as it on goes, there are little challenges that crop up. A lot of the business side of YouTube and choosing contracts, negotiating, promotions, sponsorships, all this kind of stuff. I mean, they are challenges in themselves to basically work out what you want to gain from that and put that across to the company you want to work with and make sure that you get a deal that everyone's happy with. So it's little things like that have just been challenges over the time that I've been doing it.
And I can imagine that you must have matured a lot from that, because you must be 18 or something like that.
Yeah, so I recently turned 18.
Yeah, so you've already dabbled in business and learned a lot of these skills that other people would take years to learn.
Yeah, it's a very fast learning curve on YouTube, and it has been something that I've really enjoyed because it has, allowed me to be more mature in what I do and, learn about a lot of the business within marketing, media, entertainment. And it's definitely been something that's allowed me to do that.
Did you have any other childhood dreams, and do you believe that it's now coming to fruition?
Yeah, definitely. When I was younger, I always used to say, that I'd love to play video games for a living, and I didn't see it as something that was realistic, something that could happen. I would, think maybe I'd be a game tester or a game developer or something along those lines, but I never saw myself, playing video games for a living as I do now.
Really? And what do your friends and family think about your vocation?
Generally, just as a general, there's a misunderstanding about the whole of it, and no matter how well you try to explain it, it's something that is a difficult thing for people to understand because it's something very new. People making a living from producing YouTube content and monetizing that. It's just a new media that people don't understand. Obviously, everyone who's around me is supportive of it, which is great, and they can, see the results that come from it. But the actual understanding of how it works itself is something that's hard to convey to other people. I've just begun doing it full time. I finished my A-levels a few months ago, and I'm taking a gap year essentially just to run my YouTube channels, explore the opportunities that come with that, potentially do some work experience, in the gaming industry, and just see how it goes really for a year, and then I'll have the option to go to university if I choose to. I may try and defer my offer another year, just see how it goes really, just test the waters.
Okay, so you've applied already through UCAS, and you've got a conditional offer, but you're taking a gap year to defer the entry.
Yeah, I've got a deferred offer.
For natural sciences, right? You might go to UCL. You're saying you've got the offer. If you'd never conceived the idea of your channel on YouTube, do you think that you'd have taken a gap year and gone along this route? Or do you think you'd have gone straight to university? How would things be different if you had never even come up with Vikkstar 123?
So that's a huge question. My entire life would be completely different to the point that I can't even imagine it. But most definitely I'd go straight to university because I feel like taking a gap year without, something productive to do in that time would just be a waste. And I'd probably be wanting to, get a change of scene, move on to something different, get to university and go through that experience. But now because I can essentially make YouTube videos full time, and especially with this year with so many new games and consoles coming out, it's a great time to be able to do that. So, had I not started YouTube, I'd be going straight to university.
With the way it's going, I can predict that it's going to blow up and become even bigger and bigger. That seems to be the common pattern with the YouTubers that we've interviewed this week. And there are other gaming YouTube channels on YouTube. What do you think has made your channel stand out? What do you think has made yours so successful?
So with, how many channels there are, it's very saturated, especially in gaming and YouTube. People have cottoned onto the fact that you can, have this, huge audience, monetize your content. And it's something a lot of people try to do. And if I'm honest, the first thing I'm going to say is being in the right place at the right time. And, a certain amount of luck is integral in every single big channel there is. But from the offset, I was trying to produce something unique. And my kind of motto was, I'm going to produce something that is unique. And if it's not unique, it's already out there. I'm going to make sure I do a better job than what is already existing. Otherwise, there's no incentive for anyone to watch the content. So it was looking at things like that, just producing the unique content, looking for other people to work with and cross promote, and then looking to create content that other people will be searching for on YouTube.
Wow. So any specific way that you made it stand out, like to make it unique from the other YouTube channels?
So, one of my series that was popular on Call of Duty, this was about 2.5 years ago, was a series called Random Weapons, where we'd go into a game and we'd all equip a random class setup in the game that would be kind of not a very good one. It might be all of us using grenade launchers or all of us using knives only, throwing knives only. And it was just a unique style of gameplay, something different to what everyone else was producing. And people would come back to watch that because it would be different from what was already out there.
With all of the subscribers that you have you ever considered making a YouTube video that has a completely different style to the gaming genre that you have now? Would you ever consider that?
Occasionally I kind of move away from the whole gaming theme. Is in the commentary of my videos, I will bring up kind of philosophical questions or scientific interests and discuss those in the video, get feedback in the comment section. And also occasionally I will do a video that's, different to gaming, whether it's a vlog, or whether it's just a random video. Like I did make one video where I destroyed an Xbox by throwing an axe at it. So just little things like that, It's easy to branch off a little bit, but kind of the core of my audience is interested in gaming. So I try and stick around that.
I see. Was there any leaning towards doing something computer related at all, or did that not matter that much to you?
So actually, in terms of kind of computer technology and computer science and this kind of stuff, I'm not really too interested in that aspect of things. And a lot of people, when I explain what I do on YouTube, they'll say, "Oh, so you design video games? Oh, so you test video?" And it's completely different. It's more entertainment based what I do. So I wouldn't really be too interested in doing anything computer science related. And then with the whole entertainment, media and business side of it, I mean, there are university degrees that I could take in that, but I don't see them as something that would be, that useful, as I've already kind of I've developed a lot of the skills myself, and a lot of the skills you'd learn in that would kind of be pre-YouTube. It's very much new media.
Yes, definitely.
And, courses and degrees within the space that I'm in don't really exist. So I decided I've always had an interest in science. So if I'm going to go to university and, put that much time into studying something, it may as well be something I enjoy.
Do you think that you would eventually become a natural scientist at all, or are you going to university for the experience and because you're into the sciences?
Yeah, no, I'm definitely going to university just for the experience of going to university. Studying science at a higher level. Not really to get a job at the end. Not even a research job or something that would be tailored to the course. Really, with who I am on YouTube, it will continue definitely for the next year until around this time next year. And then obviously there'll be a decision to make, if it's still at the same level, and I'm still enjoying it, then I'd probably try and defer my offer another year and carry on a year.
Really?
But if it gets to the point where it's blown up, then obviously I might be thinking, definitely going to do that.
Yeah.
If it's at the same level and I'm not enjoying it, or kind of things have declined, which they can do, YouTube is very unpredictable, You can have 1 minute you've got a small channel, a few weeks later it's blown up, and then a few months after that people have lost interest, and it has its waves, and there's a lot of luck involved. But if I'm not enjoying it in a year's time, then I may be perfectly ready to move on. So I've left my options open in terms of that. And in a year's time, it will just be another decision to make. Do I go to university, or do I try and carry on for another year?